No, no, locker room's just started. Locker room is just started. No, no, he's not wrong. No, no, he's not wrong because I go sleep really early. So I'm gonna stream for about 35, 40 minutes, and then I'm gonna call it a night because I'm gonna be up early. I got some very interesting calls early in the morning. If you feel my drift. Alright, let's get some learning, guys. Questions, bring them. There's no stupid question. We're here to learn. Miami? No. No, I won't be joining Miami. I'd love to, but won't happen. I coached Jose, won't happen. Wow, that's a good fucking break off here. Let me steal this shit. I'm gonna steal this shit for ranked. So what do they do? Alright, so who am I watching? I'm watching Brandon. Where's Brandon playing in this situation? Bro, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Like, if I'm playing ranked, I need someone to bait for me. I promise you, I ain't doing that. I'm not doing that break. Unless you're setting me up, I ain't doing it. You can do it, bet. I like how they do it though. I mean, this is a variation that all pro teams do. Is they'll insta hit it, they'll show pressure here. I'm a bit surprised that Toronto didn't pick it up because it's such a common break. It is such a common break to have people sending it on this side of the map, right? Paco does it, Envoy does it, these guys do it, we do it. We have literally a break like this. Appreciate the raid, Amelia. We have breaks like this on Control too. So I'm a bit surprised no one played for it. I was expecting like Toronto to do like something like this. So like one guy here, double, boom, and then if he sees nothing P3, process of elimination. You know, okay, nobody's P3, right? I'm gonna turn around and watch the pinch, especially when you're playing Kyler and Ant. Like they're gonna be hitting lanes, they're gonna be taking timings. So right here, a bit surprised on this break, but I think maybe the reason why they did this break was because they watched a previous Optic vault and they thought maybe this is what they do. This is some of the issues when you try and hard counter breaks is teams change it up. So when you hard counter a break, you gotta be quick with it. When you don't see it, you gotta be quick with it. I think Toronto will be fine for champs. I think Toronto will be a dark horse for champs, personally. Alright, chat. You guys have been in my stream long enough. What do I want 5 doing here? What do I want from 5? What do I want? What do I expect 5 to do? Right here. Good. Good man. As you saw with the ranked, I'm using my talent. I'm out-talenting people with my skill. My skill. I get a free life. I'm getting these kills, baby. I'm like Kyler, use your talent. Throw a stun, slide counts around, fucking take these chows, bro. But they should read this. When you spawn here, it's because you've pushed out on this side. Either they'll be calling out, yo, either they're challenging lights or they're challenging cat. So when I get my 100% reads right on ranked, it's because of that. I know now with the state of the game that, okay, they're either pushing that side of lights or they're pushing that side of cat. It's very easy. So, what do you guys see that Toronto have done well here? What do I keep preaching to you guys? When you come off spawn, this is a linear break. What do I always preach the first guy to do? Always. Let's see if you guys have been paying attention. And by the way, any retweets on my stream is much appreciated as well. Let's get people in here. Any retweets, any love, anything like that? Let's get people in here. Let's learn together. And Swaggy, I don't want you to answer. Brighty, I want you to answer. What should the first person be doing, general rule of thumb, on a break? On a blend? What should he be doing? This is on you, Brighty. No, Swag, you're an A-star student. I don't want any more from you. I send you my love on Zell. Nick, I love that about you. Yes. Yeah. The first person, ideally, based on where he spawns, is going to be the one to set up the next wave break, right? He is the one who is going to take the route, because more often than not, his timing will be favorable for then everybody else to refill the closest lane to Hill. So this lane here is the QRP. based on the objective, right? Quickest route possible, okay? The first guy off spawn, based on where he's spawning, will tell you where their pressure is the weakest. You spawn in a particular place, use that spawn. Use the spawn that you're given. They spawn here, which tells you the pressure is on this side of the map, so the first guy has that favorable, I say a favorable timing to get out. This is then the flow. First guy takes a route, second guy can potentially help him, second guy can go here, third guy can go here, last guy is going to be watching the pinch. That is their flow.
Right, they've had some maps that have slipped at this stage. 0-2 on Vault Hardpoint throughout this stage. Been a good one for them throughout the year.
So right here, again, if Kyler pushes out, he has a free life. What does that chat? What does that free life do? Want to watch my stream? I wanna put this on YouTube, so I'm gonna be doing a map, and then at least I have content for YouTube. So chat, what is the purpose of a free life? When you are in Kyler's position, and we've established he should be taking Charles, what does that do? What does the taking Charles aspect do? Get info, get people weak. Yes. What do you see, chat? That is an improvement point here. What would you recommend, based on what I've been teaching, they should be doing here? It's an easy one. Imagine here, chat, if Kyler's taking Charles, yes, 3 is trying to play for it, 1 is trying to play for it. Yes, Kyler, activate faster, because when Kyler's activating, it's fine. Take that risk. You might die. Slide cancel. Take that Charles. You have a stun. Use your stun because you know exactly where they're spawning. Use that stun to give you specific info because the stun tells you how many people are there. And then Charles off the stun. If he slide cancels round while Ant is making the play, and Brandon, Brandon's not blocking here. So if they push out, they'll spawn in P2. But it's easy for Brandon when the kills are being made to come back and hard block. Okay, you only need to hard block is if you have 2 of your teammates pushing out, getting aggressive past the 50-yard line, and you're making kills. No kills have been made. Keep Brandon in the play. Then once kills have been made, depending on who's died or who's made kills first, you block or not. If Kyler dies first, he's just going to spawn close. He's just going to spawn close, refill where the info's coming from. If Kyler gets the first kill, Brandon can back off, and he can hard block P2 gun ammo. Despawns, right? With Kyler activating at the same time as Ant, he's dead. He might trade. He's gonna spawn up. They know where 2 of them are, and then they'll play positions where the game can then come to them. The importance of your free life, and teams very rarely expect the free life because how fast it is. And even if you use your free life, if you're coming off spawn, you still have to iron and clear him, rather than giving them the entire space to set up a champ. Okay? Same thing with you guys in ranked. You get a free life, you're the first guy, just no hezzy, go. So right here, 2 would be dead, 1 would be dead, and then obviously Brandon's gone back to block because they made the first kill, and then now he can refill. This is flow. He can refill, Ant's going to spawn in, Bob's your uncle. Based on where 4 is, boom. He spawns P2, that's because of 4.
I know they made a run to top 3, but they were one of our favorites going into major, if not like the favorite.
But very, very good break from Toronto right here. Good. Take your time on a blend. When you get a full wipe, take your time on the blend, but you need to make sure the flow, based on who's taking what, is correct. If the first guy is taking this route and then the second guy is taking this route, it's not trusting the flow. You're not trusting the conveyor belt, and then he loses the timing to then pinch. It's unfavorable because then now they're in positions to reposition. 14 seconds. Right, guys, 14 seconds. What do we want to do in 14 seconds? Swaggy, what do we want to do when there's 14 seconds left? Back up. But what is the term called? What do we call it? Well, playing ahead. This is called playing ahead, right? Yeah, you can say rotate in this situation, but for me, I like to play ahead. The way for me in my game plan, when you're rotating on P2, is you want to control this side of the map. Because you can block here, You can block here, or like you can play around here, and you can spawn them here for them to take routes. This is how we layer, because then even if they go to the back, you're going to spawn here. So I like their flow. I think the first guy should be playing the left, second guy cat, third guy here watching reading the pressure, and then the last guy can shift across. And then based on the rotation, based on the info that you're getting in the moment, based on your flow, you can play hybrid spots to play your guarantees, then you shift across and you help each other. Here we go. Is it possible to check yours? Yes, I'm down, Ahmed. I'm just gonna do this one quick, okay? Like, I want him to play here to control this area, control this. So if 6 had taken the first route to control this, he can hop and he can deny any timings from 2, right? Play to control this. You want to play to control this or play to control this if you don't have a timing. The timing aspect is important because as pro COD players, you know, using anticipation, what map control you can get. I would rather have Ant risking pushing out the left, playing for here or here to deny this, while then they can refill cat, refill mid like this, because they know where the pressure is coming from based on where they're spawning P2, right? They know because of this guy. Yes, correct. So what we call this is a hybrid spot. A hybrid spot, chat, is a position you will play in either a setup or in your flow where you can help in either direction based on where the information and the pressure is coming from. So these are you will have hybrid spots on every hill. Here's a hybrid spot. Here's a hybrid spot. You know, here's a hybrid spot. Here's a hybrid spot because you can help in either direction, right? We say power positions. You can use them interchangeably. I like to say hybrid spot because hybrid spots are positions where you can help in either location, in either side. So yeah, control this side. Let them, if they want to take space, it's fine. And if they get to the back, when P2 pops, you'll spawn here, and you can hold it from the front. This is a form of what we call layering.
Still, you'll take a third place finish with Mercules, but they're trying to get back to what.
So right here, I would like it if it was swapped. I think if Ant is playing aggressive, and then Mercules is picking up cat. Because even the micro differences with your timings matters in hardpoint. You see that? Because then 7, if Ant was already here, he would have denied pool, cat. It's all about trusting the flow. So if Ant was trusting the flow there, regardless of the weapon you have in the situation, that rotation is smoother. Yeah, I should. I'm only going to do this map. I will only do this map though. Good. Hive mind. Very good. Good team, Charles. So I want you guys to... Damn. My flow's ruined. They've got me out of flow, guys. So this is a fantastic example of just doing something together. I know Optic's game plan is ideally to cut through this, but they don't have the hill. This is like a step 2 thing, right? I don't mind Kyler banging through when they've made kills and then forcing trades out. Ideally, though, you want to play through ammo. My question for you, chat, is when they have time. So imagine this is the enemy setup, right? Some variation like this. Why is it important to control this side of the map first? To fill that side of the map first. Why is it important? This is a question for you guys, chat. To slow them down, okay. Cut off the support, yes. Yeah. So essentially what you do, this is a form of playing ahead. On some of these hills that you want to break, sometimes it's more important, especially with hills that are towards like the end of the map, you're playing to deny the reinforcements first, giving you the ability to pinch time and spawn them deep. This is how we're efficient with our kills. In our breaks, I want you guys to think of this as breaks. You want to break a hill in 4 kills. If you are playing super efficient COD, you will break the hill in 4 kills. Right? Yes, we're isolating the guy in time. If we're playing super efficient COD, you are breaking the hill in 4 kills. In order to do that, by taking routes and by controlling certain parts of the map, you deny and predict what power spots they're going to control. Remember, guys, the same hybrid spots and power spots that you guys will play, they will play. It's a power spot for a reason. So by anticipating how they're going to flow, by anticipating where they're going to be, you're playing ahead. You're then playing to deny this. You're playing to deny this to then spawn them that slightly bit deeper in the assumption that you're blocking. This then has an effect from the following wave because now it takes a bit longer for them to go through. And then you're isolating the time here. And then now you're layering because based on where you are, you can either spawn here or spawn here to then refill. So when you think of hardpoint, you think of kill efficiency and you think of playing ahead. This is fine too. I think this is good too. And I think this is good because you're doing something together. Ultimately, when you're doing something together and you're doing it fast, it's better than not doing anything together and doing it slow. Speed is king, especially in the CDL. Don't give teams time to think. And this is a form of adapting. Now, what I would like to see personally is 7 and 6 taking these routes. I don't mind them taking the same Charles together, but you can take the same Charles from here as well. This is what you call taking routes that complement each other, conducive routes. So right here, I don't even mind if Brandon is playing for outer, these guys are playing to cut, and then playing to push him and spawn him like that bit slightly deeper. You see that? Now, they spawn mid. Had they already taken these routes, and this is why flow is very important, 2 would have spawned back here. And there's a difference between spawning here, and spawning here based on how far you're pushed out. Guys, this is very important in hardpoint because then you have time to think, then you have time to get into power spots. Brandon is one of the best ARs in the game. No doubt, right? You make him feel comfortable if he can sit on a power spot and farm. If Brandon can look at the center of his screen and he knows exactly where they're coming from, he is the best AR in the game. One of the best ARs in the game. He's shown that year after year. And so it's up to these guys here to then set him up.
Movements on in Optic Texas are in. Lead change looming if they can hold. They'll lose a player on the next push that comes in from Ultra. Hercules just trying to play his life. Trophy out for coverage. Utility to use.
Well, this is fantastic from, and look at Shotzi here, guys. So even then, let's say you don't stick to the GP, you do what you think is right in the moment because you're hive minding. Guys, they're in a 4v3, right? They've just made a kill. What is Shotzi doing that's fantastic right here? What has Shotzi done here that is fantastic? What has Ant done here that is fantastic? No. Swaggy, in this case, the second part is not right. What do you guys think he's done here? That his stats are not going to show. He'll show in the eliminations, but it's not going to show in this. Have a think, chat. Have a think. Yes, good. Good. Got them all week. This is what we call taking fights together. This is aping, and you need to give Shotzi props here. This is fantastic. This is a world champion right here, right? This is Shotzi being selfless. I don't ever want to hear people say that Ant is a beta and he doesn't know how to play with his team. No. This right here is a selfless ass play. Look what he's done. He's made a kill and he's given Kyler +2. Because they're all focused on him. This is one of the biggest differences between the pro teams, with your LATs and your phases, and one of the biggest differences between ranked too. That selflessness. Hold on, let me check my phone. What's going on here? Someone tweaking? And this is the only type of like selflessness you will get from these top players. This is a situation where it's not about your kills and your deaths right here, and you need to give him props for that. Fantastic.
Doing exactly that, taking fights deeper out palm side, but you lose your play.
Right. What is 6 going to be calling out here? Chat. What is 6 going to be calling out here? You tell me. What should 6 be saying right here? Based on where he's spawning. Toronto spawning old? Yes. So, Toronto spawning old, but what else most importantly? What else? Why do you spawn here? Remember, it's a map progression spawn system. So what is the map progression telling you? Ranked people, this is mainly for ranked as well. What is that spawn telling you? 3 is blocking. Yes. So when you watch me on ranked, you guys are mind blown that I can read like so many people out without even having the info, right? Because Ant knows right here, based on where he's spawning, that someone is blocking from elbow, from outer palms, from this area. And you can call out, yo, one is probably elbow. Just call it out, one is probably elbow, right? That's the amount of comms that I give, right? This is the same thing in ranked. Your spawn is giving you information, telling you exactly where they're going to be, right? And this is something he's going to call out. So now you know exactly where 2 people are, and potentially 1 is. At least 1.
Inside of the point, so this is where you see the play clock starting to tick, but a spawn out now for Optic.
Yeah, and this is what they want. There's only 15 seconds left, so they're going to take these free P3 and P4 spawns all day. You have to find Beans, though. He's starting to lurk.
Nice, good info. And is doing everything right now. Oh, his scoreboard doesn't show that, though.
On our next 2 hills.
In a great spot, but can they hold? I mean, this is a long P3 where you have a great spot, but can
Same here.
they hold? I mean, this is a long P3.
Based on where you're spawning, you have different spawns, right? They can is just good to call out, hey, I've spawned slightly deeper. Someone could be pushed out lights or vault. Just that info of telling you.
Where you have to be focused on multiple things, and you don't want Ultra to just, put up 50 seconds on the
All right, 7 and 5 spawn out. Yo, someone's got through. Simple as that.
It's going to come in for Optic Texas now. Everybody forward for Ultra. Are they going to pick this up seconds on the P3? A split spawn is going to come in for Optic.
And exactly where you spawn on a flip will tell you like exactly where they are. So like you get this weird spawn back here, you know, okay, someone's here. You get like a P2 spawn, boom, you know someone's gone. Like you just see it here. So right here, you know someone. You get this spawn, you can be like, yo, potentially someone's spawning P2. It's just about that info. Yo, someone's potentially got parallels, or someone's like here around here. And then you read it in the moment. Yo, potentially someone's got parallels because someone's faded if they're repinching that. It's just about giving that info and having that conversation. Yo, if he's here, he's here. If he's not, he's not. Right?
Find an opening to get the kills and spawn everybody out, but instead might end up falling apart. You're going to lose the time at P3, and Optic are still holding.
Yeah, I just don't even know if they were like ready for that, right?
No, not at all.
See that? You get this spawn, right? Boom. Someone's pushed past the time around here.
The splits come in.
You just call it out. Even if you're wrong, it doesn't matter. It's better to have that info than not. Good rotation. Now, when you get to P4, you want to control this side of the map first. You want to control this first. Because this is how you layer. You want teams to hit old because you're going to spawn on time. Our P4s are insane because when we can control this side. And then when you control this side, you can spawn in mid and you funnel them. You want to funnel them. You can play these spots. It's a very static hill. This is one of the hills where you can control the same power spots. But the priority of the routes that you hold will be based upon where they're spawning. So you got to make sure you're on top of your shit based on where you're spawning them. And playing that info.
All the ARs around. Well, this is what we were talking about if you are Optic, setting up this P4.
The split spawn breaks up the P3, and now can you get a great hold at the P4? Hoop wins a massive one-on-one to get out at 9 and 5. Remember, he dropped.
Now 8 has spawned out. He's going to say, yo, someone's got through. Right? And then he can say, right, he's going to spawn to my right because I spawned P2 for a reason.
He'll be super soaking inside. He's got the help there and still cutting it out through mid. Will be dashing. And he's got a chance to disrupt this. We'll see how it influences spawns for now. There's a one-on-one going to be at the hard point, though. It's going to be on Hoop to clutch up again if he's able to do it.
Very good. Now they know exactly where they're spawning. Now you know exactly where they're spawning. You know the timings. You funnel them, and you can take the same fights together.
And I like this, right?
And you just keep taking fights together. Look at that. Team shot.
I feel like that'll just naturally slow him down. Allow the game to come to him. That's why he's sitting at 11 and 5. Well, we saw the spawn out of
How I play ranked, don't play like that. Don't keep sending childs. Let the game come to you because then that's how you soak and win. It's boring, but that's how you win at the highest level. Boring is best. In life, boring is best. Alright, now Hivemind, do something here together. Just ape something. There's too many lanes for Toronto to watch. And then bang. How you doing, Zavi? Alright, let's see how they break it. This is now what I call a linear situation. It's a clean wipe. You know Toronto going to be set up. How are they going to break? They'll probably do the same thing every time. Alright, 8's going to call, yo, they've probably pushed out lights to the right or cat. Yeah, and Ant's going to check it. Oh. So Ant will take the route. Yep, just the furthest one. Yep. And they have a streak too. Look at Ant just being so annoying. Very good plays from him. Excellent from him. Look at that. This is annoying. Fantastic. Now they know exactly where they're going to spawn. 5 knows, okay, potentially parallels. Because he's going to spawn there for a reason, right? So, let's think of it in their mind. They've just made 3 kills. Boom, okay. We've made 3 kills. But I still spawned out, which means, okay, there's a good chance we've accidentally spawned one parallel to us. You spawned there for a reason. And 7 picks it up. Fantastic work. Brandon gets that info, and then it allows Shotzi to rotate over. That's fine. Like it is what it is. Like in a different world, Ant gets a 2-piece here. Shotzi gets a 2-piece here. Nice. All right, 14. Now they're going to start playing ahead. Look at 6 taking routes. That's fine. He spawned 2 out at least, and 8's going to read this. Taking risk. Taking risk when you play ahead. What can you guys tell me about 7 spawn? This is a question for you, chat. Zavi, this is a question for you. When 7 spawns here, what does that mean? What does that mean? I want you to start understanding the difference between spawns. Remember, this is a map progression spawn system. So you tell me. So right here, look at number 7. Yes, Swaggy, correct. It means Ultra don't have any map progression towards the point, like push past the point. This is why the routes that you take and your flow is so important to be efficient in the way you're playing, right? And you need to recognize, right, no one's pushed out, they're going to spawn the closest, safest spawn possible. Look at 7. Look how great 7 is playing here. Alright, what did 7 do good here, guys? I want you guys to tell me what 7 did well here. Let's watch this.
Here we go. Big moment into P2. Shotzi looking to open things up. Maybe it's a dead slide. Might be a little bit awkward.
What did 7 do absolutely fantastic here? And I don't want Swaggy to answer. I want Spez. Yes. Yep. But why is that fantastic? But why is what he's doing fantastic? Why does he not just ape time here? So explain to me here, why is 7 doing what he did fantastic and the right play compared to him banging time? Yes, good. So 7 does a fantastic job. This is what we call adapting. You have a mini-map for a reason. God gave you eyes for a reason, right? Ant is saying they're blocking the back. 7 knows, right, they're going to be elbow. Him collapsing on time is not him playing ahead, because he's just going to get shot by the guys reinforcing time, right, for their flow. So he's playing, this is what we call playing ahead, chat. He is playing ahead to give and set his teammates up to ape time. Sure, you sacrifice 5-6 seconds, but the fact that he understood, based on where they're spawning, they can help time from here. Therefore, he's going to play to try and cut that off, to give his teammates the ability to help time. Right? What's good, Jay? What else is fantastic about what 7 has done from a spawn perspective, chat? Jay, you answer this. What is fantastic from 7, from what 7 has done from a spawn perspective? No, I said Jay to answer. Jay. Yes, good. There is a difference, even if it's a 4-second difference. It all at the highest level, it matters where you spawn him deep, and it matters at the highest level when you're forcing trades. Compared to him spawning here, being in the trades versus here, versus then potentially here, right? All matters when it comes to trading and being efficient. This is how you think ahead and be efficient. Now, this is what we call adapting. All the best players in the game, Mercules, Shotzi, they know how to adapt with the information they get in to set their team up for success. They'll never spawn ammo there, but for the most part, since he's smack dab in the middle, it's mostly blocking the upper left, which is forcing the P4. Yeah, exactly. But now if he pushes here, you can spawn him here. As long as you're hard blocking here. And you get them spawning even deeper. Now, if two people end up pushing out that side and you give up the back, then you spawn them behind. If it's just him pushing past, and let's say 8 and 6 are here, then they're still going to spawn deep. They won't flip. Unless Mercules is in gills. But, very good answer.
Here we go. Big moment into P2. Shotzi looking to open things up. Maybe it's a dead slide. Might be a little bit awkward.
Very good. You see the differences here? The slight difference between him spawning here and him spawning here. Right? That couple second difference is the one of the biggest things when it comes to trading. And when you play a fast team, it matters. This 4 or 5 second differential in thinking, in using your minimap, in setting up a team push, in setting up a team play is very important for the macro. That's, yes, exactly. That is different to that, and that all matters. One we was blocking the back and pushed up cat, and they spawned back. Yes, so the further you push out this way, if you block here, 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 and here, there's a spawn here and there's a spawn here. You have to be absolutely in guilds for them to still spawn on this side of the map. They can spawn behind you here. There's like a spawn here, normal spawn here, boom, 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 boom. If you are like in a position like this, you're blocking everything. So the game wants to spawn them out. But if you are, it's called a weighted spawn system. The further you are one way, the further back you have to be on the other in order to hard block it. It's a weighted spawn system. Yep. That's something you have to recognize. Push, exact. I fucking love you, Xavi. You've been paying attention. It's a push-pull system. That's the exact word I've used at the start of the year.
So still in play, but the rest of Ultra already out of this.
We were wondering if who could replicate his online performance. He's doing just that. Put up 41, already on 21, up 50 is Optic Texas, and dominating. They're in control of the P3, and they're trying.
Okay, let's see how Optic break this P3. Now, from a game plan perspective, guys, what is the first thing you want to fill? What is the first thing you want to control for this P3? Swaggy, you can answer. Coach is listening to you. You have the floor. Give me an answer. What is the first thing you want to control to break this P3? The first fill. Both sides. From both sides, what is the first thing you want to control? From a game plan, flow perspective, yes, good. You want to control P1 first. Now, give me an expansion. Why is it important on both sides to control P1 first? Because then, what do you want to refill after? What do you want to fill after that? Why is that important? And I want you to keep it short, and I want you to give me a core point. Let's keep the answers short. Why do you want to do that? Make sure you guys are retweeting the stream as well. Let's get more people in here. Yes, good. This is how we can control the game, right? If you have P1 control, it limits where they can soak the time from. When you have mid and you kill the guy in time, you can soak. And you can take Charles together. So if we're coming from this side, so the sides are slightly different. On the bad side of P3, I think, which is of the good side for soaking time, you can control B Street while holding mid. This is how we control the game, and we keep them spawning. We keep them spawning here, and we soak. This is how you soak, because then teams have to bang you and take routes, and they are forced to give you kills to then flip, right? So you flip on your own terms. The best teams in the game for the first 30 seconds will keep a team on a side and control the power spots in order to help each other soak time and take the fights together. So right here, you play for mid first. 6 can play time. 8's going to play B Street. 7, if 7 wanted, he could also play time, and they can double the street. And then 5 is playing. 5 is something like this, right? Because then they can flip on their own terms, based on where 8 is, right? What you'll see, Boston, I will give Boston super props. Boston are one of the best P3 teams on Vault. Is they will hard stack the street. They'll play for mid first, right? On their flow, based on how the kills are going. They'll play to soak mid. 1 second. They'll play to soak mid from here. Control P1, so they'll let you take routes, but they'll take the fights on the streets. So they'll take the fights him, and they'll take the fights here. So Boston are very, very, very good at doing this. And then the reason why... So, guys, let me ask you another question. If there's 50 seconds, and this is the setup you have, you know they're spawning here, right? Why is this important? Why? What is a benefit of them holding the hill and soaking the hill like this? Someone give me a couple benefits of doing this. And I want you to think from a playing perspective, okay? Why is that important? So think of it from a macro perspective. Think of it from a fundamental perspective. So let's not nitpick, let's keep it simple. What is the benefits of doing this? Playing these hybrid spots, outer, hybrid spot inner, time, and then P1. So what is the benefit? Imagine Boston is in blue. What's the benefit of stacking through street like this, soaking from mid-con while also having mid-control? What's the benefits of that? While they're spawning here. Okay, Zavi, good answer. Soaking time, good answer. But let's get more fundamental than that. Remember, guys, whenever you have feedback for players, you want to keep it translatable. You want to give them the time to... You want to give them the knowledge to think. This is what I call guided discovery. So, let's keep it fundamental. How can we... Good. Okay, Swaggy, fantastic. Good answer. What else? So that's a translatable concept. Good. What else? What does that do? There's 2 things you can do from that. Remember, guys, let's keep it fundamental, translatable. Let's not try and nitpick too much. What do you think? So Zavi, that's a good answer. I like that. Get numbers to do what? Negate a P4 hold. Fantastic. Get numbers. Yep, good. That's one. But even more simpler than that. You force a child on a rotation, you have multiple angles. Yes, Jay. Fantastic. Fantastic answer. No, we're being too specific now here. Even let's keep it as general as possible. When you have 3 guys watching the same lane, what does that allow your team to do? What does it allow your team to do? 3 guys looking at the same way. Come on, guys, it's simple. Nope, not routes. It's very generalized. Bang it, but team, yeah. Jay. I might have to make you a mod. You, right now, Jay, first class honors, 4.0 GPA. You might be my favorite right now. Right now, you might be my goddamn favorite. Chat. Yes. Team shoot. Take fights together. The reason why you have setups, the reason why you have hybrid spots, is you let the game come to you. Oh, Swaggy, I love you too, guys. I love you all equally. I don't play favoritism, okay? Except if it's Paco. But that's besides the point. So you let the game come to you. You let the game come to you, right? Which then allows you to take Charles together. When you take Charles together, you have multiple guns looking at the same lane. You will know from a timing perspective if people are taking routes if done correctly, okay? Which then gives you the ability to flip what I call flip on your own terms. Let's flip on your own terms. Soak the time, then we flip. Let the game come to you, then we flip. On LAN, you die instantly. If you guys notice, very few teams play with the same pace that they do online compared to LAN because you die so quick. Everyone holds irons, so it becomes a very iron heavy, take the same fights type of gameplay, right? Let the game come to you. You soak in time, 15-20 seconds, and then when you fight together, then you chow. That is why this P4 side is at a disadvantage, is because you have multiple things to worry about. You're worrying about not flipping and then trying to soak time. Because then if you overextend and take routes and you die, all the guys have to do is just run through time to flip. If you get two people pushed out on the 50-yard line and you aren't blocking this or this, they will flip. So at that point, playing for spawns is a detriment because you're trying to do multiple things. You can flip from vault here. Yep. So right here. This is fine. This is fine. Now it's not fine. Right? This is not fine. Why, chat, why is this not fine? Why do I not necessarily agree with Kyler's play? Why do I not agree with Kyler's play here? Why do I not agree? What is my issue with what's going on here? He forced the chow. He forced the chow. What does then happen when you force a chow? When you're not forcing it together. When you're half in, half out. This is not hive mind. Yes, good. So, right here, in my opinion, Kyler is not hive-minded. Kyler's feeling himself. He's using his talent. Fine, use your talent. I do believe, though, this is one of the situations where you either all do it or you soak. Especially with the time on the clock, right? Right here, Kyler could literally, instead of dropping down vault, he does this. 6, refill inner. 8 is top gun, banging together. He overcooked and forced. Yes. Yes, agreed. He overcooked, forced a chal, and then he's now delaying the push, which, yep. But then you're also giving the team a free pinch. A free spawn pinch. That is the worst thing you can do. Right? Let's say, for example, P4 is about to pop and you need to make a push into art and get into the back to force P2 pool spawns. You can team shoot the guy top art, create the space to push into art, and quite simply take each shell one by one. Yes, good. Good. We'll talk about that after. That's part of the 3-1 concept. But yeah, fantastic, Jay. Genuinely. I don't think he goes into vault. Because if you stay into vault, that's a position where you can, based on where 7 is, because he's past the 50, you can spawn him behind. Right? You don't want them flipping, no. What soak? The best teams on hardpoint, we had this for the past 3 years, is wherever they are spawning, keep them there. You should be well versed enough and set up enough and understand the hybrid spots and the power spots and your flow to keep them in a particular place, and then soak and then flip on your own accord. This is how you control the chaos. Let the game come to you. And this is now, look at this. So 5 should call this out. So 5 should know, yes, I've spawned P2. That means someone is pushed past this way. In that case, it's impossible for someone pushed past B street, so they spawned out. That's a parallel. That's the distinction of when someone's pushed versus when they get a spawn, right? Which then fucks over Brandon, right? This is how you then don't set up Brandon because of that play. Brandon, and I'm going to say this again, chat. Brandon is one of the best ARs in the game. The best, right? So keep the game controlled based on where you're spawning. So all Brandon has to do is look forward. You aren't gunning him. He is one of the best ARs in Call of Duty history. Make him comfortable. Make him look at one thing. And that's it. That was this play that Kyler did was one of LAG's biggest issue at the start of the year. And we kept on repeating it, repeating it, repeating it. When you're going rogue and you're this mindset is how the game was played last year. This bump-in mindset. It's very difficult to have this bump-in mindset when you're not all on the same page and you're causing splits. That was our biggest problem at the start of the year, was causing splits, which then made Caesar and Preston feel uncomfortable, right? When you have some of the best ARs in the game, Caesar top 5 AR, Dashy top 5 AR, play to their strengths, let them iron up, and keep the game controlled. Then use your talent to flip and cause whatever you want to do. That's a fantastic play, the wave after. Now they've gone from potentially securing 30 seconds to shit, we're going to spawn out, potentially. If he doesn't block. Well, he needs to block. Well, so right here, 4 should be backing off. 4 recognizes, shit, you spawned out? Oh, fuck, right. I'm going to get back to statue. Because 3 is in a position where he can block P2 and gun spawn. So, you get to statue, you hard block. Then they'll spawn somewhere there.
Nothing top art. I killed top art.
Absolute art. Time. One shot time, Beans.
Lower on me, lower dead.
Alright, Beans really.
It's the patience, and I genuinely understand it from a pro player perspective, because you go from last year where bumping is you want to bump. You want to get kills and bump. But on this game, you have to be careful with how you bump, especially if you have multiple people on their side of the map, because the game will want to flip. 2 people on their side of the map, the game is like, it's not safe. Unless you are hard blocking, I'm going to flip. Right? That's why it's very important you let the game come to you. You understand timings, you force teamwork, you have good flow, you have good hybrid spots, and then you can flip on your own terms. And that, again, that was the biggest struggle we had all year, and it's very difficult to instill that in a short period of time, because you're going against player tendencies. When people get into flow, they don't recognize when to slow down, right? That's why some of the SMG players at the start of the year were struggling a little bit, trying to slow down from a pacing perspective. And it's very difficult to instill that as a coach in a couple of weeks while you're trying to figure it out.
Missing 2. They're out. They're there. Alright, last guy inside.
Exactly. That's why Toronto and LAT were one of the best hardpoint teams all year, because of that ability to do so. Of when to iron versus when not to iron. It's just hive mind about doing things together. Luna's van? Luna's van?
Top art was one shot. Leave him. I'll see the top art.
Yo, on the right.
Vector, hit it, Vector.
That's one cat. He's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me. I've stutter.
Out of bombs on me, dead.
Watch out, Vector. There's 2 Vector. 1.
Okay, I have your help.
back there. Yo,
Give me side door in front. For one's front.
Side door.
Side door in front. Team kill.
Back door.
He's got motion. Yeah, he does. I fucking love Noah. But what Kyler did by overchallenging and forcing the split, and the rocker player in ammo. Oh, this is Toronto. Just completely compromises the play and puts you in a big hole. Yes. I think it's also a one of the biggest, most important comms you want to have is counter blocking. No, you're good, Jay. Counter blocking is a very important comm. As soon as you spawn out, there's certain spawn outs that you get that will block multiple spawn points, right? Naturally. When Jamie spawned out and he recognized and understood, right, I'm blocking gun and P2, they're gonna spawn in. If Toby backed off to statue, so statue is a hard block spot. The game doesn't want to spawn on top of people, right? So this is a spot that blocks here, here, and like here, right? If Toby had the timing to do it, if he had the timing, if he played statue instantly and he played to block, Jamie would have wrapped out of gun and got them spawning like here. Or worst case, like here, right? Based on where he was. So, especially in communication, your spawn needs to tell you where they are, and you need to use that information to say, hey, you need to counter block. Counter blocking is very important. Because then what you can do is you can then In Jamie's position, you can then play a line. It's either or. It's you either play for mid control or you play a line through time. Let them have mid, but you understand the routes they can take, and you soak from the time, and you have everything, and then you can shift across and get them spawning gun or get them spawning like back here as necessary. Just this is adapting. This is adapting in the moment, guys.
I have a huge first kill. Make sure my auto is probably like, yeah. Yo, he's outer T1, T2. Yo, I have all of our. He wants to move. Yo, he's P2, T1 on P2. Just leave that kid.
Yo, which guy? Top guy right now. I was working on something. I was gonna
Dude.
make available to some of you guys probably in about 2 or 3.
Comms are on point. It's another solid P4 for Optic Texas.
All right, guys.
Comms are on point. It's another solid P4 for Optic Texas. Great stuff there. Push the lead up to what, 60, 70 points in control.
Yeah, overflowing comms is very bad. That's an issue we had. When you overflow comms, especially with the tone that you have, it makes it feel like you don't have the time to make a play. It feels rushed, right? The worst thing you can have as a competitor is the game feeling rushed, the game feeling fast. If you have prepared enough and you are confident in your team and you're not overthinking, you're not trying too hard, the game is going to feel slow. You want the game to feel slow because that's how you get in flow, right? Chase red dots, do what you got to do. That's how you get in flow. When you overflow comms, it gets you out of flow because everything feels like a must-need one-shot chal. You have to chal. You have to do this. You have to do that. And you then don't recognize the amount of time you actually have. That's one of the biggest issues we had entire year was overflowing comms. But some teams are just better that way because it gets them thinking. For me, if I don't spam comms, I don't think. Right? And you have to have a balance of learning to talk your thought process out to get you in flow, and then also like when it's a detriment.
Right in your gameplay, you're going to just lose to this team because the talent didn't shine on through. That's exactly what is happening here.
100%. They have to be absolutely on point in the fundamentals. You are not wrong there. And you think about a map 2 dealership that's going to be upcoming, which is 1 in 5 for Ultra. This is a very important map for Ultra.
Joe letting the game come to him. I would chal that any day of the week, I promise you. I wish Joe challed me like that with the way I'm shooting. You feel me?
Some solid P2 time. If you get a nice hold here, if you can get 30, 40 seconds, limit what Optic's able to do, you're right back in the fight. You can make a late run. And, well, that's kind of been the recipe for Ultra or Optic wins on this particular map.
Yeah, much better setup here early. You still have the street, though, I believe, on Shotzi. So probably going to have a missile trying to land on your face. And, yeah, laptop was out.
I'm still waiting for that chal. Let's see the Hellstorm. So, what do you guys... So, I'm going to bring up something. Based on this wave, based on the fact that they need to break, based on the fact that they have front progression, what do you think number 7 should be doing and why? Based on what I tweeted the other day. Come on, chat. This is a very easy question. Yes. I would say towards ammo or through mid. Why? Why? Jay, why? Explain it from a macro perspective and make sure you keep it translatable. Let's keep it simple. Why? Why is that important? Mid watching the spawn cross. Okay. Not flip them. Nope, Swaggy, not necessarily flip them. That's not the main reason why. Trap them. Okay, that's a good answer. You suffocate them. Yes. But takes pressure off the front by going left. Yes. Now, let's keep it even more simpler than that macro. If you want to go back to my Twitter, it is one of the first videos I tweeted this week. And then I want you to then expand from that. So what is the core point here? Okay. Okay, Jay, that's a step 2 answer. But what is the step 1 answer? Let's keep it simple for the ranked people in the chat who may not know. What is this concept? What do I call this concept in a break? What is the famous formula? Three one. Yes, this is a 3-1. So he takes the timing on the right for them three to, obviously when he's out of his streak, to hit the front. Why? I know he's in a streak, so I get it. I get it. He's taking QRP, and they're just going to ape time. I get that. But let's take the streak out of it. Right? Even then, even on the streak, I still think he goes round. But now let's go into the micro. Why is that important for him to do that? What does that allow for his team? What does that allow? What do you notice here? What happens when you do a 3-1? And I don't even think he plays all the way here. I think he goes through like this. Playing as a team, good. So we're taking, we're taking complementary routes. So we're taking complementary routes to break. So let me expand on that. What is the importance of taking complementary routes in a break? So we'll go on that first. What is the importance of doing that? What does that allow you to do when you take complementary routes? Come on, guys, let's get thinking. Let's put the brain on. Let's think of it like a chessboard. What does a complementary route allow you to do? Disperse pressure, good, yeah, but that's not the main reason. Break easier by doing what? By doing what? Again, let's keep it simple. We're overthinking it here. Keep it general. How does it ensure we break easier if we're taking complementary routes? And this right here is a complementary route. So what does that allow you to do with 8 and 5? What do I keep on preaching, guys? Ain't a trick question. What do I keep on preaching? You guys are on the right path, though. Team Charles, yes. Same fights. By taking complementary routes, you take the same fights. When you take the same fights, you're efficient. You trade. You have numbers, right? But then also, what does a 3-1 allow? Play for trade's good. Now, what does a 3-1 allow? Now, notice the map. If, let's say 7 was here, what does doing a 3-1 allow? Yep, numbers are good. What is a purpose of a 3-1 in a break, especially? Cut support, good. I like that. That's a good one. But more importantly than that, what does it allow? I'm gonna put one letter in. That's a T. What does it open up? No. TI. Close timings. Yes. Doing a 3-1 opens up micro timings. Look at 3. Look in here. When their mass is coming through front, he's going to turn around and watch this. Or he's going to keep watching this. In either situation, there is going to be a timing open. A timing open. That's why 3-1s are so important. 7 can play here, catch 3 shifting to where the pressure is, play to trade, and keep them spawning here the entire time. Right? 3-1s are fantastic because it opens up your micro timings. Correct. It's either you open the timing for the 1, or you take your mass and trade out and open the timing up for the 3. It's a win-win situation. So right here, if 7 was here with the streak, 3 is dead, 4 spawning here, 1 is traded, Bob's your uncle, and they've got a streak in the air. Right? Bing, bang, bosh. as they say where I'm from.
Here we go. Everybody have to dodge the Hellstorm. He's going to connect with one. You get some trades in the feed. Mercury's the first player forward, and Hoop with the shots again with the AR. And that's all Optic wanted to do. Make this as messy as possible.
Yeah, just stop that comeback, that crazy run from happening for Ultra.
I'm not sure, Jay.
The streak leads to the hold. Hook is still piecing. He's on 31 and 21. Magnificent.
Alright, stream. I'm going to wrap this up real quick, though, because it's past my bedtime. I should be in bed right now. I've got to be up early. No, I'm gonna leave it at this map. I will do it tomorrow, though. I promise you. I'm gonna do Ahmed's map tomorrow, and I'll do your map tomorrow, Jay. I'll do it early.
Yeah, you're going to be 20 points away. What are you going to do here if you are Ultra? You have to try to get this P3 time, try to flip spawns. It's possible, but it's just so difficult to do, especially with Shotzi and Top Art.
So hard to do. It was the Hook show for most of it, but Shotzi behind his 7 or 8 spree. He's in on the action too, about to push through that 30 kill mark. 15 needed for the win. We're out here from Dashy.
Look at Brandon. Get him in a power spot, bro. You get this guy in a power spot, taking Charles like no one's going to gun him.
Any seconds they get here at P3. This is incredible. You've got spawns for next. You're making sure Ultra can't get in. A triple from Insight.
Wow. Alright, guys. Based on what we discussed earlier, what are Toronto doing well here? And now, his spawn will tell you something as well. So 2 questions. What is his spawn telling you? And also, what are Toronto doing well based on an earlier P3 we had spoken about? Let's see if you guys were paying attention. Chat, let's see if you're paying attention. Team Charles, good. What else? Yep, good. Fantastic. Well done. Very good. Very good, both of you. Very, very good. Yep. They're doing the Boston. Pressure on the street, take the Charles, flip on their own accord while they're soaking time. Very good, guys.
Can't get in. A triple from Insight. Could it possibly be the difference? But they've got to get the time and get the flip. Optic just giving them nothing. Yeah, giving them
Alright. What does number 1 spawn tell you? Tell me, guys. What does number 1 spawn tell you? Why was it different to gun? Very good, Jay. Very good. Now, what is the difference between 1 and 3? 1 spawn here and then 3 spawn prior to that. Let's see if you guys have been paying attention. Fantastic. This is what we call a no map progression spawn. When the team isn't pushed past the 50 yard, you'll get the closest, safest spawn possible.
There is some forward pressure now. That's going to be Kleenex. AR out. Keep it inside on the hill.
Right, guys. This is another situation I was talking about. What did I mention earlier about P3 when you spawn out here? What is number 8 doing? It's not particularly a primary spawn, it's a no map progression spawn. But right here, guys. What should number 8 be doing? Saying. Okay, you spawned out. Okay. In our cheeks, good. So what should they be doing? What I have a term. This is what we call cock blocking, right? Because there's particular areas on the map that will block these 3 spawns. So this guy is cock blocking, right? So first of all, he should be doing this. Second of all, someone should be getting towards statue, towards the back here, and saying, make sure you counter block. I'm cock blocking. There are certain areas on the map that will hard block every single spawn point on that particular side of the map. I call it cock blocking. When you are cock blocking, you have to tell your teammates, make sure you counter block. Make sure you hard block. I'm cock blocking, right? Right here, Brandon spawns out, bet, boom. Keep that P2 spawn open, right? Because he moves forward, it's going to block this. It's not going to give you any chance to spawn in any of these spawn points. 6, then go back, play to cock block and pick up the right, however he wants to do it.
Keep it inside on
There you go. 6 is here. They aren't spawning back here. They're going to spawn from P2.
the hill. He's going to make a play. Wow, he actually
6 or 7 is correct. Very good job, Jay.
So he's going to influence this.
Cock blocking, guys. Make sure you are cock blocking.
You still have Shotzi
You see that?
playing, so he's going to influence this. This could get a little messy.
As soon as we get out of the cock block spot, then we're counter blocking. Like I said, there are particular spots in the map where if you are, it will cock block. Once you leave the cock block sites, as long as you are basically on this side of the map, you're going to block.
You still have Shotzi playing safety, but a chance here for Ultra.
This is your chance. 9 seconds needed for
So he is dangerous. Oh, P4's up anyway, doesn't matter.
He's the guy missing. He gets 1 kill, and now they're trying to isolate him. Shotzi doing what he does best, just trying to finesse, buy time for his teammates to get back in.
And Hook's gonna get around as well. Yeah, Hook's gonna get a kill on Beats.
Very good.
Plays his life, finds one, continues to finesse around every second.
Very good, guys. Very good.
And well, Shotzi gonna secure map 1 for Optic.
What if I told you the wealthiest 1% are using investment strategies they don't want you to know about?
I'm interested.
Strategies that could turn a few $100s
I'm interested.
into ownership of properties
Okay.
worth tens of thousands.
Is that
The
it?
American Dream Rally in Dallas on June 18th.
Guys, I will be there.
Speakers will reveal
That's
how
me.
much
Right there, that's me.
real
I'm
estate
speaking. That's fuck. I want a piece of that.
10% below market value
Okay.
without dealing with tenants or renovation. Wayne Gray, a former school teacher.
I'm done. His name's Wayne. So yeah. Make sure you guys are following the stream. I will do some more tomorrow. We'll go through some more maps and then we're gonna play some ranked. Okay? No, this was the second time. This was winners round 1. Right? Appreciate you, Soundwave. You're a fucking beast, Soundwave. I fucking love you. And yeah, we can go through it. I will do the locker room first tomorrow. Ahmed, I will do the locker room first tomorrow. I promise you. Maze, I love you. And I love you, Gentlemates fans. Love you so much. I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon. And Ahmed, I'm going to do your VOD first. And then Jay, I'm going to do your VOD second. Okay? So make sure you guys are there. I'm going to be up early. And we'll go from there. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate the love. Means a lot to me, guys. Means a lot to me, genuinely. So let's keep it going. Get your friends in here. Let's have a good time. Any coaching you guys want in the chat. Yeah. I should be coaching some of these cats. Now, I love that from you. But 2 things. Always remain humble. Show humility. You're always a student of the game. Right? There's always things you're going to learn. So keep learning and keep questioning and keep changing and keep going for the gap. Okay? And number 2, it's, as I've learned this year, it's one thing knowing the knowledge, it's another thing teaching it and implementing it and applying it. That has been, to be honest with you, one of the biggest difficulties I've had this year is actually getting the guys to consistently implement it when it matters. That is the biggest challenge as a coach. You can have all the answers in the world. You can know everything in the world. If you can't teach efficiently, and I struggle with that all year, and I need to learn how to do it properly, that's why I've got all these fucking books that I'm studying, then it's all pointless. And hopefully you guys see the way I do. I like to coach. I like to use a lot of guided discovery. That's one of my philosophies as a coach. I like to keep things simple, keep things macro. I hate when you try and nitpick and try and overly coach. That's not me. That's never been me. But yeah, you can see the way I like to do things. Yeah. Anyway, I'm waffling on too much. I apologize. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, website. And yeah, if you guys, Swaggy, if we want to have a stream and just talk about coaching, talk about culture creation, talk about mindset, philosophies, psychology, I'm very happy to do that. You know, I'm going to be announcing something soon, I'm pretty sure. And then from that, I'd happily just go through everything that I used to do. Just go through there, help as many people as I can. Not saying I know everything, but I put a lot of time into this and experience into this. So, yeah. Appreciate it, guys. Take it easy.